Owen Thompson is a 14-year-old goalkeeper in Britain, and apparently he has Tourette Syndrome. And during one call that the referee made during one game, he became very upset. He didn't agree with the call, so he told the ref, quote, "fuck off." Now, as a result, he received a 2-game suspension and he was fined £25. Now, his mother was outraged by this. She says that, you know, my son has Tourette's, and when he gets into a stressful situation or when he becomes upset, he kind of has these, you know, outbursts where he cusses and he uses foul language. And I feel like most people have the urge to do that when they're stressed or upset. But, you know, she's saying that he shouldn't have been punished because he has this condition. So this kind of story warrants a TYT Supreme Court. All right, Owen Thompson, guilty or not guilty? Let me give you guys a little more information, okay? Tourette Syndrome is a wide-ranging tic, okay? So for some reason, everyone thinks that when someone has Tourette Syndrome, they have these outbursts where they start cussing and it's uncontrollable. When you really study Tourette's, you realize that only 10% of those who are diagnosed with it actually have these outbursts where they start cussing. Okay, it's known as
coprolalia, which is a Greek word literally meaning feces talk.
Really? That's
yes.
Awesome. So it's rare, and I'm not saying that he's lying, but I just feel like it was a very convenient moment for him to have the Tourette's kick in.
Well, he said that football, or soccer as we call it, is something that helps him with his tics, but then at this moment, it came back.
Football often suppresses my tics, but I cannot control them when I get upset or stressed. So I don't know how to rule on this. I feel like if he has been diagnosed with Tourette's and they can, you know, specify what type of Tourette's he has, whatever, just let him go. I mean, in the end, what they did is they cut his 2-game suspension to a 1-game suspension, and the fine went down to £15. So yeah, they're like, all right, let's come to a compromise, okay? Meet me halfway. That's what they ended up doing. That's what the officials did. But I feel like if he can prove that he has Tourette's, which the mother says that he can prove, he has a note from the doctor, I don't know, let him go. I mean, really, the ref can't handle a 14-year-old telling him to fuck off?
Well, on one hand, I feel like if he has this specific form of Tourette's, coprolalia, shouldn't it say it on his medical card?
Yeah, I'm hoping that it does, but I don't know whether or not it says that on his medical card. So we do have a lack of information, but we like to make rulings with the lack of information regardless.
On the other hand, who fucking cares about swearing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to make them degenerates. It's not going to make them bad people.
Right,
I feel like it's not a big deal.
Well, I do understand that when you're playing sports, it's obviously not a good idea to allow people to cuss at one another, and I know it happens anyway, but you can't be cussing at the ref and like saying hideous things to him. But in this case, I think that they could make an exception if it is proven that he does have this specific type of Tourette's. I guess that's my thought on it. Jayar, do you want to jump in?
Come on, dude. Guilty. In this case, I mean, I understand he has the condition, but I mean, if this is helping him with his condition and he's I guess we can call it normal. This is what normal folks do when they get mad at the ref for slapping a call on him. Say fuck off. He didn't say something that didn't make any sense, like shit, son of a bitch. He didn't, you know. He said something directly that made sense for the situation.
It was more of a reaction
to
something he didn't like.
Sure, he has it, but maybe there's times when he does know what he's saying, and it comes out. I'm not saying the guy. It's not like he's going to get put in jail or anything. Yeah, you have a game suspension. I don't know about the money fine. That doesn't make any sense to me. But game suspension, big deal. Okay, sit out. Yeah, cool. You're an athlete like everybody else, because I'm sure other guys that don't have the condition have said stuff like that, and they get punished too. You're one of the guys. It's okay.
All right, I feel like there's a unanimous agreement among the men. Right? Jesus is nodding yes. What about Ricky? Ricky is our sports correspondent. Let's talk to him a little bit.
For me personally, I say not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Because, just calm down. I mean, basically, look. If he didn't, I understand it's a knee-jerk reaction, but like he has documentation of like they should have told the refs first off, like, hey, he has Tourette's. If he says it, he doesn't mean it. He's not going out of his way to do it. So if the refs were unaware, I think they should, the coach should talk to them prior to the match and just tell them, hey, this might happen. I really apologize for it. And I guess that's the best you could do.
Do you feel like the timing of the outburst was a little too convenient? Because I think that's why people are questioning whether he's just using his condition as an excuse to verbally abuse others. And I'm playing devil's advocate. What do you think?
No, I mean, again, I think it's just a knee-jerk reaction. It's a reaction that we'd probably all have. Like, we would think about saying fuck off to the ref, but we wouldn't actually say it. For him, he can't control it.
Or do you think maybe, is it possible he's just using it as an excuse? I mean, here it says his hero, David Beckham, also has Tourette's. Do you know of any professional athletes who may have had an outburst like this and used Tourette's as an excuse?
Not that I know of, no. Actually, I do. Ha! Sports knowledge. Tim Howard, who's a starting goalkeeper for the United States men's national team. In soccer here, football in Europe. Don't get pissed, people. And he has Tourette's. And he can't control it sometimes, but he's not saying it at the referee.
Yeah.
He's basically saying it at his teammates.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow, a sports story that I'm interested in. It's kind of amazing. Anyway, all right, so what's the final ruling? Guilty or not guilty? Those who say guilty, raise your hand.
Ta-da.
Oh, damn. Not guilty, raise your hand. All right, you've been outvoted, Jayar and Kim. He is not guilty. Boom, boom, boom.